Nancy Pelosi, boy, she is a dangerous human being, isn't she? Well, she said, we're not participating in this wall stuff. Cut one, Mr. Producer, go.
You said that earlier, just a minute ago, you said that the committee should be left to a consensus of its own devices.
Yes.
Whatever the product is, are you committed to allowing a floor vote? Whatever conference agreement that they have, are you committed to bringing that to the floor vote?
Well, if they come out with a bipartisan consensus, of course.
Even if it includes border wall money, though?
We're not.
No, of course not. No. Go ahead.
Right now, they're having a negotiation over it in there. There's not going to be any wall money in the.
So she has directed the people she is sending to this negotiation, no wall money, period. Now, she has a mental condition. Say wall, and she bangs her head against the wall. It's very bizarre. Have you ever seen this? Now, I'll say Nancy Pelosi, I'll say this for the left out there, is fascistic in her thinking and in her demands. The media go on and on. We need bipartisanship. We need to meet halfway. We need to do this. We need to. And then Nancy, they cheer her on. And when the president gives a 3-week period of time to negotiate, he is said to have caved. Now, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't about Pelosi. It's not even about the president. It's about us. She does not want to protect this country. She does not want to protect you. She does not want to protect our communities. She doesn't want to catch the bad guys. She comes out of a sanctuary city. She's a radical kook. Go ahead.
However, if they have some suggestions about certain localities where...
and she's incoherent. Mashed potatoes for brains. Go ahead.
Some infrastructure, as I said, about the ports of entry. We might need more ports of entry.
What do you mean infrastructure? Like building restrooms? What are you talking about? And ports of entry. Okay, we got it with the ports of entry. How about the other areas, the other 1,000 miles that aren't ports of entry? Go ahead.
Some roads. That's part of the negotiation. It is not a negotiation for the president, say. It's what Congress... What
is with her? What is with her? She thinks about the president and she chokes herself. Go ahead.
Doesn't matter what Congress does. I knew that he wanted it all to himself. I mean, oh, really? A president who wants to have Congress be completely irrelevant?
You're such an idiot. You sound like an idiot. Now watch how clever she thinks she is, because somebody whispered this in her ear. Cut 2, go.
And by the way, when some of these fences were born...
Okay, fences aren't born. And in the case of many people in your party, human beings aren't apparently either. Go ahead.
The technology was not what it is today. So you have to look at
Well,
technology.
hold on now. They've got new type walls, new designs for walls that they want to put in place. But a wall is a wall. Is she going to do this? We don't need a 4th or 5th century solution for today's time and day. What? Wait, we don't need a 4th and 5th century solution. Well, we don't need a 4th and 5th century ideology, Nancy, like yours, for today's time and day either. I don't know what they mean by a 4th and 5th century technology. I got walls in my house. Do most of you have walls holding up your roof? I think we do. They're walls. They're called walls. Go ahead.
New form. Just as we say that, should we all just get landlines in our homes, or should we have smartphones?
Oh,
well, what should we be doing?
Well, I have smartphones, I have some landlines, and I have walls. You know, like the walls in your multiple estates and the walls that surround your multiple estates? You idiot. Like the padded cell walls that you should be... go ahead.
That's like a landline versus the technology that our personnel on the border should have.
That's it? She speaks in staccato. You know what staccato is? Okay, whatever. Now she goes on about Trump. She's obsessed with Trump. I'm starting to think she really likes Trump, if you know what I'm saying, Mr. Producer. Cut 3, go.
During the government shutdown, we heard from President Trump and his offering to provide 3 years of protection for DACA recipients. I'm wondering if in these current negotiations, if the fate of Dreamers is being discussed or, are Dreamers getting lost in all of this?
Dreamers? See how the vocabulary changes? Illegal alien children, some of whom are 36 years old. The Dreamers. I've hit on this 1,000 times over the years, haven't I? They're Dreamers, and your kids are what, schlubs? Do reporters ever call your kids Dreamers? Those Coventry, Kentucky kids, were they called Dreamers or were they called something else? Dreamers. Wow. Go ahead.
Clarify what the president did. In his comments, he said he wanted to protect the DACA. What he did was he took away the protections DACA had. He took away the protection TPS had, temporary protective status.
He took away their protection. I don't see them being deported. There's like 1.2 million of them. Are they being deported? No. He took away their protection. He took away temporary. Go ahead.
People in our country had. It took away an initiative of President Obama to facilitate amnesty. Questions.
He took away an initiative of President Obama to facilitate amnesty. Well, you're not allowed to do that. Obama's God, and these are dreamers. God and dreamers. You can't get involved. You can't get in the way of God and dreamers. No. You mean President Trump was taking away amnesty? Ooh. Can't have that. We need more Democrats. Go ahead.
In the country of origin. He took those away.
If anybody can understand the last 3 minutes of her ramblings, of her convulsions, of her regurgitations, would you please call me and tell me? Go ahead.
And he said, I'm going to give these back to you temporarily if you give me a wall. Well,
look, you idiot, and you are an idiot. Against my wishes, he offered you amnesty. He offered amnesty for DACA, didn't he, Mr. Producer? He offered amnesty for DACA, and you wouldn't take it because it didn't go far enough. Because unless it comes out of your mouth, it can never come far enough. That is, no matter what a Republican says in response to her and the Democrats, it'll never be enough. What, amnesty? No. We want to actually give amnesty overseas and import people into the United States. Yes. Go ahead.
Them away in the first place. These protections were there.
Shut up, you idiot. Now, there's more. I know it's like waterboarding, isn't it? It's like pulling your fingernails out with a pliers. Cut 4, go.
And then in terms of this negotiation, it's up to the conferees to negotiate, but the point is, what is the best way to
as long as there's no wall, they can negotiate all they want, you see. It's perfectly fine. Go ahead.
Our border. And you've heard some of the ideas that are there, many of which the president talked about in that speech as well. We recognize, as I said, 90% of what we're concerned about, whether it's drugs or whatever, comes through the ports of entry.
How do you know that? How do you know that? It's a long border. We don't have eyes and ears everywhere. We certainly don't have fencing and walls everywhere. How do you know that? She has no idea. As she once said to the secretary of DHS, I don't believe your facts. Go ahead.
Stronger with roads to go with it so that we can facilitate.
She has no idea what the hell she's talking about. I don't know when the last time is she walked that border. All I know is what the Border Patrol wants and ICE wants and the President of the United States, who's in charge of both, what he wants, the Department of DHS, Homeland Security, what they want. Instead, I got to listen to this idiot from a sanctuary city who can barely complete a sentence and any word with more than 2 syllables. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.